Welcome back to yet another general guide. So with Sanrio finally fully confirmed for the global server, I can actually with confidence make the Sanrio crossover guide I've been planning for months. But before we start the actual guide, I have a request to make. This longer general guide takes a lot of time and effort to put together for you guys, so if you could consider subscribing, leaving a like and maybe even sharing the video with a friend, that would help me a ton. I also have a Patreon if you wish to support me further in my endeavors to become a full-time creator. But with that, let's get into the guide. So, for those unaware, the Sanrio x Project Sekai collaboration was announced during the September 2023 Project Sekai Wonder Show Challenge that focused on the 3rd anniversary. It was only revealed that the collaboration would be happening in a near future at this time, with the characters being revealed during the first broadcast station in October, and the date for the collaboration as well as the character designs and general information about the crossover being revealed during the second broadcast station in November of 2023. On the Japanese server, the event ran from December 5th to December 19th and had Sanrio characters invade Project Sekai. No duh, in several different ways. The question if this highly anticipated and hyped event would come to the EN server has been floating around in everyone's mind since the original announcement on the Japanese server. The confirmation about the global run of this event has taken its sweet time, and while I'm usually one to complain about Sega's lack of communication, I do understand why it took so long for the Sanrio event to be confirmed. In normal cases where I will complain about the lack of communication, it surrounds problems, issues or announcements actually pertaining to Project Sekai's internal happenings. The Sanrio collab, on the other hand, requires both Sanrio and Sega to come to an agreement, so the secrecy about the event, even on the EN server, makes a lot of sense, and hence I do understand why it took so long. I still don't particularly love the practice of waiting as long as possible, but what can you do when it's two massive companies that have to agree about the status of the collaboration event? But we have now gotten confirmed that the Sanrio collaboration event will run in January on the global server, but as of finalizing this video, the exact date in January has yet to be announced. The Sanrio collaboration event itself will share similarities with the Akuno Tensei / Deadly Sins of Evil collaboration that we have seen twice now on the English servers. But seeing as the original run of the Deadly Sins of Evil was almost 2 years ago at this point, and the rerun was almost 10 months ago, meaning that there were many players who either missed it or wasn't playing at the time, I think that it's high time to do a rundown of what the Sanrio collaboration will bring and what to expect. Starting from the start, as you always should do, the crossover will begin upon launching the game. Once you load in, you will get a one-time intro cutscene introducing you to the event. Miku will meet Hello Kitty in the space between worlds and discuss the changes in the world through the opening of a brand new Sekai, namely the Puroland Sekai, which is the special crossover Sekai. It is very important to note that this cutscene will only be available to view once, so make sure not to skip it if you wanna view it in its entirety. Upon finishing the cutscene, by any means, meaning skipping, fast forwarding, or just reading the entire thing, you will be dropped off into one of the normal overworld maps and get your standard login rewards. You will also get a special Sanrio x Project Sekai login reward as well, in the form of a stack of 3 apples. This stack of apples functions like a normal large can, like the popcorn bucket or the brioche. But seeing as this is the only way and only copy of this item, it could be seen as a collectible memorabilia that you can keep in your inventory instead. I say this as a crippling hoarder, as I have both brioches and I will not be using them. After this, you can enter Puroland from the Sekai world map as the new 6th option. This is just like the Hallway of Sins from the Deadly Sins of Evil, which is not the official name, it's just usually what I call it. In the new Sekai, there will be a handful of new area conversations introduced. These area conversations include the 6 central Sanrio characters. The 6 characters are Hello Kitty, Pom Pom Pudding, My Melody, Pochacho, Cinnamon Roll, and Kuromi. These 6 have several area conversations between each other without any Sekai characters present. But these are not the only characters available in Puroland, as the 6 unit representatives from each band will also show up from time to time to speak with their Sanrio companion. These 6 unit representatives are Miku, Saki, Airi, Toya, Emu, and Ena. Altogether, there are 27 Puroland conversations. 15 of these are between Sanrio characters only, and 12 are between the unit representative and their Sanrio partner, each unit pair getting 2 conversations each. These area conversations are only available during the event duration, of course, and they will not count towards the unit representative's area conversation character rank mission. Nor will these conversations be available through any of the 6 unit representatives' area conversation archives under their character rank tab. This is just like the Aku no Tensei area conversations, as those are also unavailable to be seen or replayed, even if you view them during the Aku no Tensei event. Hence, it's very important that you view the conversations that interest you during the event period so you do not miss them. And while you get nothing towards the character rank missions, you still get the 10 crystals from each conversation. And while 270 crystals isn't a lot, it's still free crystals. So don't forget to grab all of the area conversations, even if they don't lore-wise interest you, for the free crystals before they vanish at the collaboration event's end date. And while it might be obvious to most people, some new players might not know this, but the Sanrio X Project Sekai collaboration event is not an event in the standard sense of marathon versus cheerful carnival events. Sanrio does not have a leaderboard, event team building, or event story. Instead, Sanrio will be running alongside the current event, being either the Vivid Bad Squad World Link event Break the Wall or the marathon event Backlight Lens Flare. At the end of the collaboration, you will get a final epilogue cutscene that is one-time view only. This cutscene will have the virtual singers bid the Sanrio characters farewell, but when this epilogue goes live exactly is a little bit fuzzy. So you will have to keep your eye out when it actually arrives, but just like the introduction, this cutscene will only be viewable once, so make sure you view it in full if you're interested in the Sanrio story. And either when the epilogue becomes available or a little time after it releases, the collaboration event will come to an end. With the collaboration event's conclusion, the Puroland Sekai, the Sanrio characters, and the area conversations exclusive to the event will all disappear until the collaboration event returns once again. This is a big if, though. We do not know if Sanrio will return ever, so take a grain of salt and lower your expectations, as we have no confirmation or even hint that Sanrio will ever come back again. But this of course leaves us with what most people think about when they think about the Sanrio collaboration event: the gacha. The gacha itself is a limited gacha, obviously, with the cards disappearing once the gacha ends until the gacha returns for a rerun. Once again, lower your expectations, put the bar under the floorboards. We do not know if there will be a rerun. Because this is a limited gacha, it will function with normal limited gacha rules. Meaning 3% rate for a 4-star, no pity bar, 300 pulls for a spark, and using pink/limited stickers and vouchers for the exchange shop and sparking. This is all very standard limited gacha so far, and of course it's the cards included in the gacha that is the truly unique aspect of it. In the gacha will be 6 new 4-star cards, one for each unit representative. Our first card is of course the mascot of the game itself, Hatsune Miku, featuring Hello Kitty. Miku is a blank/unitless card for this set in the mysterious attribute. Miku has a few alternatives that will cover the exact same attribute and being unitless in her repertoire. This includes these cards. This is a Scorer's Guild card with the skill name Hello New Friends. And Miku of course gets a new unique costume for this card called Apple Picnic Coordinator. Our second card in the gacha is Saki featuring Pom Pom Pudding. Saki is a cool attribute card, meaning that she has these alternatives available in the same attribute. This card is a perfect locker skill card with the skill name Resonating Sound of Friendship. And Saki's new costume is called Relaxing Coordinator. Representing More Jump is Airi featuring My Melody. Airi's card is of the pure attribute, meaning that these cards cover the same role. Featuring My Melody is a scorer skill card with the skill name A Cute and Kind Friend. And Airi's new costume is called Lots of Ribbons and Strawberry Dress. Our only male Sanrio representative is Toya featuring Pochacho. Toya's card is of the happy attribute, meaning that these cards cover the same role. Toya is also a scorer's guild card with the skill name Things You Can Do Together with Your Friends. And the new costume tied to his card is called Strolling Cardigan Style. Representing Wonderland Showtime is Emu featuring Cinnamon Roll. Emu is of the cute attribute, meaning that she has these alternative cards covering the same role. This is a healer's guild card with the skill name A Dream Show that brings smiles to everyone's faces. And the costume unlocked when you get the card is called Soft and Fluffy Maid Dress. Our final unit representative is Ena featuring Kuromi. Ena is of the cool attribute, meaning that these cards are a perfect valid alternative for the same attribute. Ena, just like Emu, is a healer's guild card with the skill name A Gathering of Fancy People. And the final costume added with the gacha is called Stylish Girly Dress. You might have noticed that these cards do not have a hairstyle despite being limited. This is because these cards are also a brand new form of limited cards, kinda like the World Link cards. Instead of coming with the standard hairstyle or the new 3D MV Another Cut feature, the Sanrio cards will come with something completely different that we haven't seen before. Each card including a virtual live avatar headpiece. These virtual live avatar headpieces are unlocked instantly when you get the card instead of Master Rank 2 that we see with hairstyles or 3D MV Another Cut. Each one of the cards of course comes with a unique headband that is based on the Sanrio character featured in the card in question. And because the virtual live headband is unlocked instantly when you get the card, the costumes will act more like a permanent card's costume instead of a limited one. Upgrading the Mastery rank for these cards will be the standard price of 2,000 wish pieces, and the alternative colors for the costumes will be unlocked at the standard milestones, being Mastery rank 1, 3 and 5. Mastery rank 2 and 4 of course being blank in this case, Showcase without any rewards. And these 6 new 4-star cards will be rate up during the gacha, meaning that they have the standard 0.4% chance of being the 4-star card you get. But the 4-star cards are not the only new cards in the Sanrio gacha. During Aku no Tensei, we were given a free 2-star card in the form of Margarita Blankenheimen. This is not the case for Sanrio, as we already showcased what the login campaign will give you. But this does not mean that there aren't any 2-star cards. With the Sanrio gacha, 20 new 2-star cards will be added. One for each and every character who isn't one of the 6 unit representatives. These 2-star cards are of course also tied to Sanrio, as each and every character will get a unique Sanrio companion to join them in their card. These cards are also limited just like the 4-star cards, meaning that the Sanrio gacha will be your only chance to get these 20 2-star cards. This might seem very bad, considering how hard it can be to get 2-star cards at a time, but Sega and Colorful Palette has thrown us a bone with the Sanrio gacha, as the new crossover 2-stars are also rate up. Normally, 2-star cards have a standard even pull rate of 0.57% per 2-star card. But during the Sanrio gacha, the new Sanrio 2-star cards have a whopping 2% chance to appear, meaning that there is a 40% chance to get any one of the 20 2-star cards. This means it's not unusual to get several Sanrio 2-star cards in a single pull. On average, you should get 4. This of course means that completing the 2-star set shouldn't be too difficult, but this is of course all down to luck. Especially seeing as the game has no dupe protection during pulls whatsoever, not for 2-stars or 4-stars alike. But with an average amount of luck, it shouldn't be impossible to get the entire 2-star set within a few pulls. Note, with how RNG works, you might get nothing for several pulls or a ton of dupes. When playing a gacha game, it is very important to put expectations low. You might have very poor luck and not get one of the 2-stars for several pulls or even hundreds of them. That's just how RNG works. So put the bar below the floor and go into the event with tempered expectations for your gacha endeavors. But impressively enough, there has been a form of failsafe introduced into the game for this specific gacha, as the 2-star cards will be available through the gacha exchange with the 4-star cards. These will cost 20 pink stickers for one 2-star, meaning each 2-star costs 6,000 crystals or 2 10 pulls. And you cannot use vouchers to pick these up through the exchange shop, you need to use raw stickers only. So you could pick up the 2-star cards you're missing after some of your pulls without any major issues and complete the set. I am on the fence though if I would recommend you do this. This is of course my personal opinions and my own musings, meaning that you should not take this as gospel. My educated estimations are never rules or regulations you have to follow, and you should always do the decisions that make you the happiest. I'm only here to share tips and tricks for people who might not be sure on what to do. But on the one hand, completing the 2-star set is a very nice thing to do. The 2-star cards are cool collectible at the same time as they are a valid way to gain more character rank points, which in turn will lead to more crystals. And I mean, who can say no to higher character ranks and more free crystals? Though it is worth pointing out that the Sanrio 2-star cards do not have any side stories, just like the Aku no Tensei Miku did not have. This means that we are losing out on 75 crystals against a standard 2-star card. On the other hand, 6,000 crystals for a 2-star is very expensive. They also share the same currency as the standard 4-star spark. So if you're trying to spark one of the 4-stars, you need to summon even more to have the extra stickers for the 2-stars you are missing. Now the chance that you don't have all 20 2-star cards by the time you've done 200 to 300 pulls is very low, but it's not impossible or unrealistic. unheard of. And this is a major problem because of how expensive the 2-star cards are to spark. If we make an example of the absurd fringe case where you did not get a single Sanrio 2-star card across all of your pools, you would need 120,000 crystals to spark all 20 of the 2-star cards. With vouchers, that's 2 full 4-star sparks, or a single spark as well as 10 vouchers for your next spark. So the 2 stars are ludicrously expensive, but at the same time, if you're someone who isn't going to spark one of the 4 stars, the exchange is perfect to complete the 2-star set as quickly as possible. Especially if you're someone who already has enough pink vouchers and you aren't planning on trying to complete the 4-star set or even want any one of the 4 stars from the Sanrio Gacha. In this case, if you're lucky, 5 to 6 pulls might be all you need to complete the entire Sanrio 2-star set. But that about covers everything you need to know about the Sanrio crossover. The gacha itself is definitely the highlight of the crossover, with the 6 4-star cards being some of the most anticipated cards we've ever had in the game. But I do think that there is another argument to be had about fear of missing out and limited availability gachas that I did talk about during the Recollection Festival video. But I will save that discussion for another video, as I do understand why Sanrio is limited with its collaboration status. The crossover is super cool, with cards that are absolutely amazing, with stunning artworks and mostly adorable costumes that really capture the essence of both the Sanrio character and the unit representative. I am torn on the no hairstyle aspect of the cards. On the one hand, lacking the special customization of a limited card while being in a limited gacha is kinda negative. But on the other hand, the virtual live avatar headband is a super unique aspect of the cards that really brings Sanrio into its own category, as well as allowing you to use the card's customization even when the cards aren't usable during an event. I am also not the biggest fan of Project Sekai's standard limited gacha format, especially not with this many 4 stars in the gacha, 6 being unheard of during a standard gacha. 7 Deadly Sins only had 5 after all. My personal luck during Aku no Tensei was sky high, getting all 5 within 120,000 crystals. But I know a ton of people who weren't that lucky, and I also know that my luck during recent standard limited banners have been down in the ditches. Getting 6 on-banner cards during a 3% chance for a 4-star is a nightmare, even if you were to have 2 guaranteed sparks between 120 and 180,000 crystals. It's obvious why the choice was made to make this a standard limited gacha with the 3% chance of a 4-star being money. And this complaint is not so much towards Sanrio as it is towards the standard limited gacha format of Project Sekai, which is quite harsh. But my final thoughts about the Sanrio gacha is that you should definitely go for it if you want these cards, as this might be your one and only chance to get these cards, seeing as we have no word on a rerun or even the potential of such a thing. It's a high value gacha with rare cards and a great theme, so I definitely see why people have saved up so much money to pull from this gacha in particular. Though you might want to brace yourself for the potential of not getting all 6 of the 4-star cards, even if you have 90,000 crystals saved. I'm not saying it's impossible, I'm just saying there is a large possibility of not getting all 6 characters. So that should cover everything that you needed to know about Sanrio before it arrives in January. I will make an update of some kind once we get the official date of the Sanrio collaboration confirmed to us through any of the official channels. It might be part of the January Showcase or even the January Showcase update that I might be doing, a short video or even a community post. I cannot tell right now. But other than that, we have covered everything that the Sanrio collaboration event will have to offer. So down in the comments, please tell me what you think about the Sanrio collaboration. Are you excited for the collaboration to start, or do you feel like this entire collaboration event is kinda overhyped? I always appreciate and love to hear all of your opinions, no matter if they clash with mine or if they agree with me. And while you're down there, I once again humbly request that if you made it this far into the video, make sure that you're subscribed, you've rung the bell, left a like, and even shared it with a friend. And before we leave for tonight, I wanna thank all of my lovely Patreons for their continued support. You guys are truly amazing, and I never feel like I'm thanking you enough for everything you do for me. But as always, a special thanks to my append players being Ollie, Oppo Siren, Peterish, Ranmaru, Shoop, Snobby Hickory, and Veritas Uwu. You guys are truly amazing, and you keep going above and beyond for my sake, so from the bottom of my heart, thank you. But with that, I wanna thank you all for making it to the end of the video. I will not keep you here any longer. Let's get out of here for now.